Alright, folks, still working on issues on my end, but hopefully they're clearing up here momentarily. But both the runners, having just finished quick stage with a quick man in there, didn't get an item out of there. I am Cyberman Wool Knight on commentary, but if I might be coming in and out of this race, but hopefully they'll get it fixed here. Both the runners now in Flashman stage here, still searching for their first item of this seed. Both the runners going to the more typical starting stages in 2 and Flash and Quick. But I might be slightly behind here as of right now. It's like I got several things going on here, trying to keep track of everything. As we now see our runners entering the Flashman room, about to take on, looks like an airman in there, does not look like he is Buster susceptible what airman. Chungus taking down airman really quickly. Let's see if he gets an item out of it. He gets item 2. Okay, folks, sorry about that. Many issues on my end with Discord. It looks like it's all cleared up now. Hopefully, I can catch up as to what has happened. We have to figure it out when I see Robot Master screens. But we got poisoncurls in Crashman stage. We got Chungus in Woodman stage. I believe poisoncurls finished Heat after having 1 and 2. I don't think he has item 3, or if he does, I missed that. Nope, he does. I don't know what number of Robot Masters we are on, but I will correct that when I see their Robot Master screens. But thank you for your patience on my end. I am happy. I am Cyberbeam09 doing commentary here for this Group D matchup between poisoncurls and 2% Chungus. As poisoncurls takes the time to pick up that extra juice box for safety, which I don't blame him. Chungus heading up into the treehouse in Woodman stage. As poisoncurls was putting that time stopper to use, is trying to avoid these Janky Makers and the squirms that are spitting out fire. As we got Woodman in Crashman's room. Looks like that Metal Blade doing the Lord's work on that Woodman. But that's not a particularly good Metal Blade, as it's draining his energy. We got Iron Metal left on poisoncurl's side. As we hear good old Castlevania music. As we you see Chungus now taking on Crashman in Woodman's room. See a nice little swap there, if I do say so. Also, this Crashman's the type of version I like to call Metal Adamon, as poisoncurls a little low on health. I don't... Oh, no. Taking the death there. I don't think he had a juice box to use, otherwise he'd have used it. So Chungus going to have to redo the Crashman fight in Woodman's room. Gonna see if this charged heat does the Lord's work. And it does. It's actually a pretty good weakness. 4 shots and this Crashman will go down. There we go. As see what Chungus has done on their side. There's item 3 out of Woodman stage. How many robots he's got? Heat and Crash left to go. I mean, he should have the ability to cast Magic Missile, but you know, semantics. Right now, if usually I don't like to say which runner has the lead, but with poisoncurls at the metal door now and one robot master left, I think it's fair to say poisoncurls has a rather sizable lead on Chungus, as Chungus still has to get through the 2 much longer stages with both Heat and Crash left. So Chungus has got a lot of work to catch up. poisoncurls dumpstering that Flashman on Metal Man's conveyor belt, as he is off to his last Robot Master in Airman stage. As we go from one Castlevania theme to another. I mean, technically, if you look at what he's casting, it's more like Lightning Bolt with his lemons. He used, I think in older versions, the Black Mage was firing daggers, but I could be mistaken about that. Anyway, Chungus using their Rush 2 to jet across the Heatman gap, as poisoncurls is in the second half of their Airman stage, with a certain former president of the United States acting as our Tikis, as it's a relatively treacherous second half with these dive vent enemies that are posing as our Dollar Store Metroids today, as we got a Metal Man in Heatman's room, as Chungus disposes of him. He's still got Crashman stage to go. He's technically a stage behind, as poisoncurls is entering the Airman room, as he's got this, as after this he'll be in Wily stages, as this is a Boobly Man in the way. Let's see if Metal is good. Like I said, this Metal Blade is not good, because every Metal Blade he fires, he loses a bit of energy, so I wouldn't exactly use this Metal Blade on Bubble. I would actually, considering I like to do that tactic where I don't chase them, they come to me. I probably use Wood on that Bubble. But either way, poisoncurls dumpsters Bubble Man, and we are off to Wily stages, or I guess Dr. Mario stages. We're chasing him down for his malpractice, as poisoncurls is the first into our castle stages. As if you are familiar with the Mega Man 2 Randomizer community, we like to guess the color of the dragon, guess a weakness, and for bonus points, maybe guess the sprite that shows up. So for me this time, we're going to stick with my tradition of Purple Grimace looking dragon. It's going to be weak to metal, and I'm going to say it's going to look, it's going to be our Swag Dragon this time. So we'll see what poisoncurls comes up to, as Chungus is 3/4 of the way done Crashman stage right now, hoping to make up some time on poisoncurls. Alright, poisoncurls is almost there to the top. He's going to pull out that item 1 to jump over a few more things. Scrub's giving him a bit of trouble. Just couldn't really get his rhythm going with the item 1s there, as he's got one more gap to get through and one more ladder to climb to get to the top of Wily 1. And it looks like we got prop tops there, so, you know, that's a relatively nice set to see because they got nothing to land on. As Chungus and Chungus is now entering the crash door, where I believe was Woodman behind this door, waiting for him. As we see poisoncurls about to see what our dragon is for the seed. And we definitely got blue and oats. Let's see if chat gets their weapon weakness on the seed. Poisoncurls finding Crash and just opting to just dumpster him with the Crash one, which I don't blame him. So chat, give yourself points for blue and oats. And as we see Chungus taking on Woodman in Crash Room, dumpstering him with Metal Blade, as we listen to the X3 intro for Mega Man. Oh, sorry, wait a minute. No, I'm right. Yeah. For some reason, I doubted myself. I was like, do I know my music? No, I'm right. I was right. Yeah, thank you, Berlin, dude. I thought I was right, but for some reason, I had to doubt myself. Looks like Quick Boomerang is our wall weakness in this seed. And gonna take a bit of a smack in the face from Metroid for Chungus as we move down the long hallway with this Quick Boomerang. So we got the big wall to get up now. And now we got Liver Drop into the Pico, and hopefully let's see what kind of Pico units we're dealing with today. Hopefully it's the good kind as opposed to the bad kind, as if there's any good kind of Pico units. Nope, it's the real bad guy. We got the Invisi-Picos on poisoncurls, and definitely do not like seeing these guys. He did not take down the first toaster yet, but he did find Quick Boomerang for the units, and it's at least a decent boomerang as it's not draining energy. The main thing, and I don't need to say this, you got to direct where the units are going, because once you know, you can direct where they're going, and then you can fire them off. You don't want to be moving around too much. There we go. He had him right there, and now he's going to lose him. There we go. He's got to take another juice box because of that. Looks like Chungus is on page 2. I'm going to use Crash Bombs. And he does get the belly shot with the Crash Bomb with a very lengthy explosion. So well done on Chungus' side, having a quicker dragon fight than poisoncurls. Poisoncurls got one more Pico unit to take care of after that one, and hopefully he takes care of it quickly. Down it goes. Oh, you know what? Now I see it. Chungus, or the Black Mage actually fires staves, it looks like, at the enemies. Like White Mage. I don't want to call them White Mage staves, but they are definitely in the stave, like this department. Yeah, so we got Storm Eagle music in Wily's septic tank. Looks like Wily probably needs to go see a doctor, because that does not look good. Whatever is going on with his urinary tract. Anyway, poisoncurls making the descent in Wily 3, as Chungus is at the halfway point of Wily 2, as we got our monkeys to deal with. I think he's about to run into another one here in a moment here. Yep. I think there's one more to deal with. Yep. And so we'll be entering the Guts Dozer room now. Let's see what kind of dozer this looks. As actually Bowser's legless on parade here. Not Buster, not Quick, not Bubble, Air, not Air. How about Metal? It is Metal, but again, I do not like this Metal because it takes one to fire one, and oof, don't like seeing that. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, poisoncurls taking an accidental death there, moving to the left. I'm pretty sure he had the tank to use there against the dozer, so a miscue on his part. But now he's gonna start the dozer fight over here. So if you're rooting for Chungus, that gives Chungus a bit of time to catch up, but don't count your chickens just yet. Chungus opting to take his juice box against the Pico Tozers. He's got 3 more units to take care of outside of the one he just took care of. So 2 more. We can't find it. There it is. 1 more. As poisoncurls dumpsters the Bowser Dozer, or the Bowser Tank. Bowser Blimp? Parade Platform? We'll go with Parade Platform. As both runners are a stage apart from each other, with poisoncurls in Wily 4, as Chungus is beginning their Wily 3 descent. As it looks like, I didn't even see them in the background on poisoncurls' side, but definitely some moles in the background. They actually don't infiltrate the water, as that's a different background setting. So moles, if you jump too high, the moles will tackle you and send you into the abyss. But Chungus expertly, I should say, navigates Wily 3 and is about to take on their Guts Dozer, which is Bowser on parade. Gonna take down the last of these monkeys. Meanwhile, poisoncurls is in Wily 4, about to go through the anxiety rooms. Let's see what kind of enemy sets we got here. We got some shrimp, actually, or I guess underwater mets. As we're gonna see, Chungus finds a weakness for the dozer. Not Crash. He's gonna find the metal blades because he's on page 2, which I don't blame him. And he's gonna mash his way to victory with that metal blade. So let's see what's in scene 3. No shrimp here. So poisoncurls, even though he could use item 2, he's gonna wait for the platform to come around, and then he's gonna use his item 1s to circumvent this section. He did have plenty of item 2, but he hasn't. I'm going to assume he hasn't practiced using item 2 in that section, which is fine. That's runner's prerogative. As we are now on the last stretch of Wily 4 here, as we're going to see, we do know poisoncurls knows the wall weakness. They are the quick boomerangs, and he's going to test to see what the boo beam weakness is next after that, because both the wall weakness and the boo beams will never share in the randomizer the same weakness, unlike vanilla, where they're both crash. So we know it's not bubble, not quick, not leaf, air. It is air. That's actually not a bad air shooter, but you're gonna have to take down that top. There you go. Yep, so that's what he's gonna have to do, is either gonna take out the other 2 walls with boomerang, which didn't really destroy his energy for it, but either way, he takes down the boo beams, and we're off to refights for poisoncurls. As we get raided by Speedgaming Portuguese. Welcome. This is the Mega Man 2 Randomizer Tournament. I am Cybrian Moldine on commentary, after having a rough start, to say the least. This is actually the last of our triple header day. We have 3 other races go on today, but we still have more Mega Man 2 random action throughout this weekend. Tomorrow afternoon, we got Gamey Wild Dad versus Charlie Boy at 1 p.m. Eastern. So come back tomorrow afternoon for that, as poisoncurls has dumpstered 2 robot masters already. Even though he found weaknesses in the regular stages, he's not going for them right now, conserving his ammo, which I don't blame him, because he knows that Metal Blade is not exactly ideal as we deal with this Quickman Kangaroo Jack. As Chungus has found about Quick Boomerang, and he's got to get rid of that last one. There we go. So he's going to take a bit of time to now find a weakness for the boomerangs. He finds Air Shooter. And he's going to take down one more. There it goes. poisoncurls dumpster number 5. We're on Bubble Man here. It's got 3 more to go. Yeah, I would take your tank. Go ahead, take your tank. I don't say that to be mean. I'm just saying, yeah, go ahead, do it. Looks like we are weakness farming. He's gonna... He was thinking about using that the shield, but it's like probably too much worth it, so it is what it is. Did Chungus go left? I think Chungus went left. So we're on number 7 for poisoncurls, as he's going to find this airman. It's actually a Buster weak. One more shot. There we go. Yep. So Chungus went left, so he's got 7 more to go, counting this airman. Meanwhile, poisoncurls is going to dumpster this Crashman with Air Shooter if he gets that last shot in. There we go. So off to the machine we go. And we're going to see what kind of weakness the machine is. We did see a paper mache machine earlier today, as you're definitely weak to something. Even though the percentage for the machine being Buster weak is dropped, and it's still you still find the necessity, at least from my point of view, to check it first anyway. Meanwhile, poisoncurls did find a Metal Blade for the first half of the machine. Doesn't look... I thought he was about to check Crash there. It is Crash. He's got to get the explosion, though. There we go. Just like that. And that rips through the machine, taking it down. poisoncurls now off to Victory Road. Here in just a moment. Chungus using Time Stopper on Flashman, which seems rather violent, but he's also on his last Robot Master now. I believe it was Heatman. So he's doing that, but poisoncurls on Victory Road. He's got 1 alien and 1 weakness to find here before he can claim victory. So let's see what that weakness is, because at this point it's his race to lose. And looks like we got the Wily Sprite to deal with. Not Crash, not Metal, not the Lemons. So let's see if it's Heat. And you know, the way this Heat had been going, he didn't get any of those air shooter shots in. So I don't think that was it. Looks like it's Bubble. So we're gonna be careful with this Bubble, and just like that, poisoncurls takes down the alien with Bubble. Let me get the official time for you. So the official racetime.gg time is 33:05, as Chungus is about to enter their fight with the alien. So we know it's Bubble. It's won't take him too long, because generally, and while he's checking it now, we kind of just skip this charge sheet. But I think sometimes runners, and I include myself, get into that mindset it's really going to be that charge sheet, isn't it? But he does find a Bubble all the same, maybe a little quicker than poisoncurls. He's got a couple more shots to get in. There we go. Down goes the alien. GG's to Chungus, and that's a time of 34:09. So just give me a moment on my end as I gotta hit some buttons and get these guys set up for race 2. So stick right there. Alright folks, we're getting ready here for race 2 of this best of 3 matchup between poisoncurls and 2% Chungus. There's actually going to be some ramifications here if poisoncurls pulls out the win here, because he'll go 1-1 in their group D, and Chungus will go 0-2, which would more or less eliminate Chungus from the single elimination bracket. But poisoncurls does have one more race against Magnet First Bro in their group, when Chungus also still has one more race against Snape in their group. So there's still some major ramifications as far as the tournament goes, as poisoncurls did take a loss to Snape earlier in the tournament. So only the top 2 finishes in the groups get to decide who goes on to group goes on to the single elimination bracket, as we're doing a round robin, and then the single elimination tournament. Meanwhile, we are actually underway as our runners have chosen both, looks like Bubble Man and Quick Man. I'm sorry, my screen hit. I doing all the button pressing and changing screens. It's like, oh god, my screen's a little close, so I might have to switch here. Give me a second. There we go. So poisoncurls opting to go to bubble stage first, which is interesting. Meanwhile, Chungus is in quick stage first, as we got some metal rabbits this time around as our sprites for the rabbits, as well as some brakemen, and we got some Mega Man 4 crushers as opposed to the Mega Man 2 crushers, and we got our dollar store sighting Metroids in bubble stage, just on a lower plane than they're used to. As poisoncurls is making the way through relatively clean bubble stage. He's got a couple more of these brakemen in the way, offering health pellets to our runners. As poisoncurls is nearing the end of bubble stage. He's got to be careful here. Nope, no shotmen in that spot. And it looks like we got chickens at the end of quick stage for 2% Chungus, as poisoncurls enters the bubble door, where we got a vanilla bubble waiting for us, who is Buster Soft, and should go down pretty quickly, just like that. And we got a Crashman sighting in Crash Room, who's also Buster Soft. No, we get item 1 out of bubble stage, as poisoncurls is going to go to metal stage next. Let's see if Chungus got an item out of quick stage here. He does not, so he's going to move on to Flashman stage next. So chat's wondering how I figured out it was chickens at the end of Quickman stage. It's generally more about how you get to the point where you understand how the enemy sprites act. So pretty much by their actions you can tell which enemy sprite it is. So considering it was running and then respawning after being killed, that's how. So we got Chungus in Flashman stage. We got poisoncurls in the second half of middle stage. Sadly, we got some fan feeds, and they don't care that the heat is it's super atomic form, where you don't need to charge it. And Chungus gotta be careful. That Space Monkey almost tackled him, so he won't be able to get this E-Tank. poisoncurls also has to be careful about these fan fiends, as especially coming up to the gap here. Hopefully there isn't a fan fiend there. There is not. In fact, it was another blocky. So fortunately for poisoncurls, he's going to quickly enter the metal door. Meanwhile, Chungus deciding to have a little fun and back his way into the flash door, as he's about to take on this Woodman, who's relatively slow, but he is Buster Soft as well. Meanwhile, we got Heatman on the conveyor belt, who is not Buster weak, but that atomic heat is doing a lot of damage. So he's going to have a relatively quick fight here against this Heatman, and down goes Heatman for poisoncurls. Chungus did not get an item out of Flashman stage, so let's see if poisoncurls gets an item. poisoncurls gets item 2 at a metal stage, folks. Wow. So poisoncurls using heat on heat, getting heat on heat violence, getting item 2 for his troubles out of metal stage. Meanwhile, we are now backtracking over familiar ground, as both runners are doing a stage the other has done. So going to take this quick moment to thank Speedgaming for hosting the Mega Man 2 Randomizer tournament again this year. This time for Speedgaming Live 2023. Here's hoping, wink wink, that they bring us for the live portion, the actual live portion of Speedgaming Live. I'm actually going to be there. Yeah, thanks for having us here. Thanks to the guys who've taken up the mantle behind the scenes to keep this randomizer going since Duckfest retired and gave us the okay to keep going. And thank you guys for coming out this evening. This is actually the third of our triple hitter that we had all day. I've been up since 6:45 in the morning, the local time. So you know what? I'm ready to go take a nice long rest. But we still gotta get through this race. So we got poisoncurls take on this Woodman in Flashman's room, who is Buster Circle, goes down easy, and we got the Buster Circle Bubbleman in Bubbleman's room going down. So that's 3 on both sides. Let's see where poisoncurls goes next. He's gonna go to Quick Band stage. Let's see where Chungus goes. Chungus is getting their item 1. Opting to go to Airman stage. Quick Band has been replaced with Sanic. As Chungus is in Airman stage, which is actually new ground for us to see. So with Flyboys and Joes in the air, it's actually a pretty, I don't want to say tame first section, but there are definitely worse patterns that you could see in Airman stage. That is not one of them. So let's see what happens in the second half of Airman stage, as we got some Jesters and we got some more Joes. Let's see if anything above decides to come in. Yeah, I swear I didn't curse him, but you know, it's just the thought process. I've run this rando so much, it's like, you know, there's something to be falling in, and there they are. We got Bellasaur Metroids. As poisoncurls is using that heat to great use, as looks like our Flash Stopper is actually a drainer this time around, but sadly he's gotta be careful. Oh, poor Chungus. Chungus just wanted to get out of there and get to the door. He missed out on that big energy drop there. Meanwhile, poisoncurls is dumpstering this Crashman, as we got a vanilla Airman in Airman's room. That's 4 for poisoncurls. Is going to go to Heatman stage next. This Airman is not being a bro, as I like to call it, for Chungus. Let's see if... Oh, wow. That Metal Blade dumpstered Airman. Is he going to get item 3? No. So Chungus opting to go to Metal Stage next. I think he wanted to recoup his loss, accidental drink from poisoncurls' side, as poisoncurls was looking to use his items, but looks, yeah, I think Chungus wants to recoup his juice box that he used in Airman stage, as he's going into Metal Stage now. We do know there won't be an item waiting for him at the end of the stage, as poisoncurls is now in the second half of Heat stage, as he's got to deal with these Fan Fiends. And yeah, there's a lot of enemies on screen. That's double knockback from the lag, as well as getting pushed back by that Fan Fiend. So poisoncurls got to be very careful as he's going through here. Looks like he's going to do this first set of Yoku's relative vanilla so that he can get over and then mash down the next one. Yep. And there's another Fan Fiend in the way. Is he going to switch to up? And we do find the wall weakness by hook or crook, however you want to look at it. Is there another Fan Fiend? Yeah, there's another one. Careful. Got to be careful. There you go. So we do now. So by hook or crook or by accident, poisoncurls finds out that our wall weakness is the quick boomerang. in this seed. Chungus is on the second half of Metal Stage. We're going to pull out that item 2 here in a moment and fly across the heat pit here. As we quickly approach the heat door, we're going to find out who our Robot Master here is. Chungus entering the metal door. Actually, I forgot who our Robot Master. It was Heat, right? Yeah, it was Heat. So we're going to find out who's in Heatman's room. And looks like we got ourselves a Flashman sighting. Who's a jumping boy? This is kind of Flashman I like to see. Buster soft and jumps high, so they can just go under him very neatly. Both runners dumpstering their respective Robot Masters. Let's see if poisoncurls gets item 3. He does not. So he's going to go off to air next. We're actually looking to see where it's item 3. We're actually hoping it's not hidden behind Crash, but if it's behind Crash, that's just the way it is. Meanwhile, Chungus is moving on to Woodman stage now. Alright, so Chungus is, in Woodman stage. That's actually a pretty decent time stopper. Hopefully he has enough energy to make it through the third stop. It does not look good, and he's going to be very close. So he's going to switch to Heat to take down the last hot dog to get through, which I agree with. poisoncurls putting in the use of the new pause mechanic in the randomizer to use. He wants to use that item 2 to scrub through the rest of the stage, but the problem is we got gear adjusters in the way of poisoncurls wanting to do that strat. He could have done it if he just jumped. Oh no! An ill-fated jump by poisoncurls there, trying to avoid the Metroids, and into the abyss he goes. Chungus is now halfway through. Is going down the treetop in Woodman stage. It does look like Shotman cared that he was using the super heat on him. Chungus using the last bit of that time stopper to get up in that Fan Fiend's face as poisoncurls makes the trek through the second half of Airman stage again. As Chungus is going to put the rest of that item 2 to use. He won't get all the way there, but he'll get 3/4 of the way there. As he'll be entering the wood door here now. poisoncurls could take on Airman in Airman's room. Just looking at see what our remaining Robot Master is for both runners here. Chungus still has to go through Heatman and Crash, while poisoncurls still has to trek through Crash and Heat or Wood. So no item 3 in Woodman stage. So by default, we know Crashman is actually holding on to item 3. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's just means that the crash climb is going to take a wee bit longer than we would like it to. So poisoncurls is dealing with the Joe Army at the beginning of Woodman stage here, as Chungus begins their descent into Heatman stage as he deals with a little hot lava. Did the birds just delete themselves? I know that they have the property of doing that, but it's like that bird wasn't on screen for too short of a time, but you know, he immediately reappeared. I mean, it is what it is, but Chungus gets through it relatively well, as poisoncurls and Chungus are now at their halfway points in their respective stages. Poisoncurls going up top into the tree fort, as Chungus is going to be very careful about how he deals with the Fan Fiends, because there is double knockback here. Okay, so he deals with that. We see if he's going to pull out the item 1, which I kind of would do. I probably wouldn't find out about Quick Boomerang till later as well. But he is using it to get past these Fan Fiends. and he is over the gap. So he's got to pull out his item 2 here in a moment and fly over the heat gap, as both of our runners I would say are relatively even as they're about to head into Crashman stage here. So hold on to your butts, folks, as this race is pardon the pun, heating up, as I believe Chungus will enter their door first before Crashman stage. Looks like we've got some that was tadpoles in the way. I thought there was some moles hitting poisoncurls there, as both runners are entering their respective Robot Master's door, as we got Flashman on Chungus' side, the Heat Man's room, and we got Sanic on poisoncurl's side. He's going to wisely take that juice box. Oh, and he finds a big weakness with that quick boomerang. This race is rather intense, folks, as Chungus and poisoncurls are now in their last Robot Master stage for this seed in Crashman. So we'll see who does the crash climb better. We won't have item 3, but we do have item 1 to help us navigate the elevator room up ahead. And fortunately, we only have the hermit crabs to deal with, so it won't be too dangerous. So Chungus is now about a screen ahead, more or less, compared to poisoncurls, as poisoncurls is also using their item 1 to navigate through. Chungus pulling out their item 2 to make this spot quick, as well as poisoncurls. Let's go to find out about the scrims. They're pretty much on the same screen, folks. So it's going to be a matter of who executes right now going up this climb, as poisoncurls pulls out that item 2 to help create a platform to get up there. Let's see if, okay. I was actually worried that Chungus was going to get ejected and sent back down. But we do have I think poisoncurls trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this Batonton, who's a Pac-Man ghost, in the way, as they're pretty much on the same screen, more or less. Like, one's exiting while the other one's entering. We'll slow down on Chungus' side, but I don't know if he'll pick up the juice box. I think poisoncurls will, though. Yeah, so poisoncurls is picking up the juice box there, and we're gonna find out who our Robot Master is for the Crashman stage, as both our runners are pretty much entering the crash door at the same time here. We're gonna find out who our last Robot Master is. I actually lost track of who's left. And it's Metal Man. So is he Buster Soft? He is not Buster Soft, but he does have that very distinct pattern that you can manage. But down goes Metal Man all the same on poisoncurl's side. I'm just going to assume, even though Chungus' stream is behind him with few slowdowns, that he's also in Wily stages. But the important thing to pay attention to on my end is who dot stuns first in the race room. So we do once again have the game to play. So get those dragon colors, weaknesses, and sprites in the chat, folks. I'm gonna go True Blue this time for the dragon. Dragon is gonna be blue, gonna be weak to Kami. That's weak to lemons, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be the Shades Dragon this time. So let's see if that ends up coming out. So both runners are in Wily 1. Looks like Chungus is slightly ahead by a giant block in the middle of the first section of Wily 1. Chungus wisely taking the D boost off the Met there, and so does poisoncurls. Poisoncurls could take the refill real quick here, as Chungus is going to. Didn't switch the item. Okay, switch to item 1 now. I thought he was already on it. They're pretty much a screen apart right now. Two screens apart. So Chungus is Got one more ladder screen to get through. Nothing there. Gonna switch. I think he wanted to switch to item 3 and not crash. But he does get the information that the crash bomb is a long explosion. So let's see if that crash bomb for Chungus comes in handy, as we are about to see our dragon for this seed in here just a moment as we jump on Mario 2 blocks. I hope you had Seafoam Green and Burnt Cinnamon. Yep, and it was Crash Bomb. Chungus using the explosion in the chest to great advantage. Meanwhile, Chungus not waiting on that, or poisoncurls not waiting on that, just opting just to fire away with the shots and takes down the dragon himself, as both the runners are now going to be entering Wily 2. Chungus slightly ahead of poisoncurls, trying to take down these crushers so he can get through with relatively decent health. He's going to refill that item 1, pulls out his item 2, and away we go. So Chungus actually has a full complement of E-tanks in his grouping. He doesn't pick up any extra energy there, so he's just going to run right through. poisoncurls, on the other hand, is picking up his energy stacks here. Looks like poisoncurls found our wall weaknesses. Oh yeah, that's right. He did in Heat Stage. Finds out about Quick Boomerang in right there. Chungus's screen is or like I said, Chungus' connection seems to be a little off. But we'll be keeping an eye on him again in the racer and see when he does stun, if he does before poisoncurls. Meanwhile, poisoncurls pulling out the item 3 to get up the wall, dealing with a few more crushers to get out of the way as we approach Pico Pico. And we're going to hope that Pico Pico is a little more cooperative as opposed to the last seed. Yeah, I'll call that cooperative. But interesting that poisoncurls does not check Buster first, because clearly Chungus did, and found out that the Pico units were weak to the Buster. So Chungus has a rather considering where they are in the seed, Chungus has a sizable lead just finding out about Buster and checking it first on the Pico units as he moves off into Wily 3. And now it looks like we're having a little issues on poisoncurls' side. So let me switch the audio to Chungus. Well, as much as you would say he's wasting Boomerang energy, Quick Boomerang at least has a decent energy pool, so he's not wasting too much. But that doesn't change the fact that, you know, Buster was probably the preferred weapon in this seed for the Pico units. Either way, both runners taking down their respective Pico units. Chungus pretty much a stage ahead, more than half a stage ahead, I should say, in this seed. He's going to jump over the Springer enemy so he doesn't get hit. One Squirm Pod, going to pick up that extra man there, and we're going to take a look at what our Dozer looks like and try and find a weakness there. He's hoping it's this Crash Bomb here that he used on the Dragon earlier, and looks like we got the Technodrome visiting Wily's castle. It doesn't look like that's a weakness. How about he skips right over Metal and goes to Lemons and busters him down. So down goes the Technodrome for 2% Chungus, as he's going to move on to Wily 4 and the Anxiety Rooms next. Chungus opting not to go into pit row here. poisoncurls does check the Buster first on the Technodrome and is bustering him down quickly, so he'll be entering their anxiety rooms here in just a moment. Chungus pulling out item 3 to get a bit of a boost to go up these ladders. Let's see if he uses it again here in a moment. Does not. Meanwhile, Chungus is going to take the time to refill his quick boomerang. And he doesn't refill his 3, but he is... Nope, he doesn't here. He's going to use it here. As Chungus is going to switch to item 2 here to get over the randomized invisible floors that are part of the rando now. No, Chungus just hops on over all that. He's definitely practiced the Buster only strat for that. So let's see if poisoncurls will use his item 2 to get over the invisible platform there. As we got rabbits in the first section of our anxiety room, so we might be seeing them again here in the third room. But again, folks, I just want to say, even though Chungus has a lead, any mistake and this pendulum could swing right into poisoncurls' favor. Run the race over till someone duns. And no rabbit on the right side. There's a rabbit on the left side, but Chungus is pulling out the item 2 to get through the third anxiety room. Well done on his part. He's going to wait on the platform, I believe, to come around to jump on it. Yep, there we go. And he's on the final stretch of Wily 4 here as he approaches the Boobian door with poisoncurls rolling up behind him. poisoncurls does know what the wall weakness is. I believe Chungus does too. I'm just going to assume Chungus does. We'll find out in a moment. Nope, he does not. So Chungus is going to be checking wall weakness and Boobian weakness. Oh, but he finds Metal Blade on the Boo Beams. He's got one more for that last one. He's going to switch to item 1 and circumvent all of the crash walls and just take them out with Metal Blade, which is a god weakness which is one of our 2 god weaknesses for the Boo Beam fights. So kudos to him, as poisoncurls is going to be doing some hunting now on the Boo Beams. And he's going to be very mad when he sees that it's Metal Blade here in just a moment. We know it's not Crash, and Metal Blade's going to be the last one he checks. Meanwhile, Chungus is starting their refights with going left side to take on Flashband. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that, as our runners are both now going to be in refights here. Yes, the Boo Beams only have one weakness, and the weakness of the walls and the Boo Beams will never be the same. So Chungus has done their second Robot Master, going to take on Airman X. He did find out that Metal Blade did the work for him in Airman stage and just dumpsters him again. Chungus is going to take on Woodman there. You're at the halfway point. 2 more shots? Okay, there's 1 more shot for poisoncurls on that Crash Man, as Chungus dumpsters Woodman there. So Chungus is taking on. Actually, let's try. I think he's robot number 7. Yeah, it was 7. Let's see if he refills. He only refills half his heat, as he takes on Robot Master that was number 6. poisoncurls meanwhile at halfway point of the refights. Chungus got 1 more Robot Master to take care of. Right now, it is his race to lose, as he's got a relatively good lead right now on poisoncurls. And we're going to take a look at our machine to see if it's made of paper mache now. Chungus really wants this Crash Bomb to work. I mean, okay, folks. Admittedly, I have this bad habit of trying to guess how runners run. It's really up to them how they run. I feel like if you're gonna do the page 2 guess with Crash Bombs for the machine, you might as well check metal blades to see if it's also a weakness. But either way, Chungus takes down the machine, and he's off the victory road. And he's not going to go into pit road. He's going to go straight on to take on the alien, whatever it is, as we get one more round of Castlevania music. No, that's always been the thing. You're probably thinking of the vanilla tournament, where Crash Bombs is the vanilla weakness for the Boo Beams. In the Rando, the Crash Wall weakness and the Boo Beam turrets will never be the same weakness. Meanwhile, Chungus immediately taking down the alien with Buster with a time of, and let me pull up the race time room time. As poisoncurls is about to enter their wily fight. Chungus finishes with the time of 30:40. That's the official racetime.gg time. As poisoncurls enters the alien room now. Let's see. He's also on Buster right now, so he's going to find out about the weakness here relatively quickly. And there we go. poisoncurls takes down the alien as he finishes with the time of 31:32. So that's 1-1, folks. We're going to game 3 for this best of 3 between poisoncurls and 2% Chungus. So give me a moment. I gotta go press the buttons again to get these guys set up for race 3. So be right on back. And we're back. Sorry about the wait, folks, but this is Game 3 of our best of 3 set between poisoncurls and 2% Chungus. I am Siberian Bull 9 on commentary. This is a Group D matchup with repercussions at hand for the single elimination portion of this tournament, as we are in group stages, but Group D is quickly going to be closing up here, as they only have a few more races left. And I'm trying to do the math here in my head here. So poisoncurls wins. He goes to 1-1. He has to take on Magnet First Bro. And if he beats Magnet First Bro, he'll be able to advance into the semis, the next round. Magnet First Bro is 2-0 in the group right now as we stand. 2% Chungus, on the other hand, is 0-1, and Snape is at 1-1. So there's a lot at stake as far as the brackets go. And off we go. Both of our runners picking their stages. poisoncurls going to Bubble Man once again. 2% Chungus going to Quick Man stage here. Picking Bubble first for poisoncurls really worked out last time. So let's see. Oh, it didn't work out as well last time as, but you know, he did get item 1 in the last seed by taking Bubble first. So let's see how it works out for him this time, as both are runners making their equivalent descent, as we got Fan Fiends in the way for poisoncurls. Chungus now at the halfway point of Quickman stage. As we got birds underwater. We got underwater birds, and I don't mean ducks or geese or any other. I don't know. There really aren't any other I guess to my knowledge, there aren't any underwater birds. But seeing the birds underwater here is not exactly nice, considering the fact that, you know, there's also spikes down here. Meanwhile, Chungus poisoncurls does get through it. Chungus is now at the bottom of the quick shaft, as he's got to take on the first robot master intercede on his side. So let's see who's waiting behind the quick door here. And we got ourselves a vanilla quick man who is not Buster Soft. So we got Chungus taking on Quick Man. He's not actually a jumpy boy. He jumps relatively short. So I'm surprised Chungus isn't using that barrier more and more. Meanwhile, we got poisoncurls dealing with Crash Man in Bubble Man's room, who is not exactly mobile on his feet. Chungus does not get an item out of Quick Man room. This Crash Man is also not Buster weak, but he does go down all the same to Lemons on poisoncurls' side. As Chungus moves on to Flashman stage, we didn't get an item out of Bubble Man stage, so poisoncurls gonna go to Quick Man stage next. You know, I didn't think about them as Bane bats. I always looked at those bats as Darth Vader. But you know, I guess whatever your imagination decides it wants to be. But poisoncurls make it their quick descent. So is Chungus, as our runners have taken down their respective first robot masters. Poisoncurls at the halfway point now. As Chungus, let's see if the Rando gods are going to be kind to Chungus to allow him to get this E-Tank. Looks like they are, as there were Shrimp and Batantons down there. Chungus going to take the lower path to jump around this bat, but he doesn't make his secondary jump there, so he wastes a little time. Does take the moment to check the wall weakness with Quick Boomerang, and it's not. poisoncurls, on the other hand, is about to enter their quick door. But on Chungus' side, let's see who's behind the flash door, and it is Heatman, who is not Buster Subtle. Hopefully the Quick Boomerang is the weapon to use. It is not. So we're in for a long fight here, folks, with this Heatman, who is not exactly fun to face in Flash Room. And Chungus has to be careful. He wisely opts to use his E-Tank there. Meanwhile, poisoncurls dumpsters Quickman in Quickman's room with Metal Blade, and now he's going to move off to Flashman stage, he'll have that Metal Blade to try to use on this Heatman, and hopefully it does damage, and he used the strat that I've used in the past. Meanwhile, Chungus does get item 2 out of Flashman stage, so let's see where he decides to go next. He's going to go off into Bubbleman stage next, which is still familiar territory for us on this side of the class. As we get to hear the lovely track of Mega Man 9 Hornet Man stage, which is actually one of my favorite tracks recently. poisoncurls just tested that Metal Blade on the wall, and we actually saw it actually flash. So it looks like our wall weakness this seat is the Metal Blade. As poisoncurls is taking the time to take the top section, he's going to get that E-Tank, and because he saw what happened there with Metal Blade, and yep, there we go. So now we know that the wall weaknesses are in fact the Metal Blade. So sadly, unfortunately for poisoncurls, that Metal Blade did not damage Heatman here, and neither will that Quick Boomerang. So he's also going to have to do the Heat Dance with Heatman in this Flash Room, which is not fun. So he's in for a long fight. Chungus is at the back half of Bubbleman stage, going to take on Crashman in Bubbleman's room. Ooh, and Chungus almost taking a spill there into the abyss with item 2 because all the Batantons are up top. Oh no! poisoncurls decides he wants to hug Heatman. That's going to set him back majorly now, as he's going to have to restart that fight while Chungus starts their Crashman fight. So Chungus is going to have a bit of an advantage now. Let's see. Oh, and we found Chungus is true. Chungus did not want to use his E-Tank. He's like, alright, this Leaf Shield does a lot of damage, and I really want to use it. And he dumpsters Crashman. So that's a major advantage on Chungus' side, as he's going to head off into Metal Man stage next. He didn't get, as we already knew earlier, Bubbleman stage did not have an item. poisoncurls should, and I must heavily advise him to take his juice box. And there we go. So poisoncurls taking their juice box, finishing off Heatman, but he's now got some work to make up right now, because we do know both our runners have actually traveled the same 3 stages. Chungus is trying to be very careful with that fan feed, trying to get over the gap, and he does, as both our runners are now traversing new stages, respectively, with Chungus in metal and poisoncurls is in air. poisoncurls opting to use his item 2 to quickly get across the first section of Airman stage, and going to put Metal Blade to use as well to kill a few enemies. Meanwhile, Chungus is in the second half of Metal stage. He's going to pull out his item 2 and say adios to about half of this level, and hopefully not get tackled by these crabs just yet. One shrimp in the way. He should wait for the crab, or I guess not. He's fine. So you don't. I thought my timing was on with the crabs, but it was not. So he's about to enter the metal door here. He's hoping for one more crab, hoping for a big energy drop, but he's not going to get it. So he's probably going to end up using one of the juice boxes that he got from this stage against the Robot Master behind this door, who just so happens to be Flashman, and gets tackled for it. Sorry. So, poisoncurls is now going to take on their respective Robot Master in Bubbleman. Sadly, Metal Blade doesn't work. What about Leaf Shield? Not Leaf Shield. Fortunately, Bubbleman is not a Huggles, but that Quick Boomerang is doing a lot of damage. poisoncurls dumpsters Bubbleman, and Chungus also dumpsters Flashman in Metal Room. poisoncurls get an item 3 out of Airman stage, as he now moves on to Woodman stage as Chungus follows behind poisoncurls, steps into Airman stage. So Chungus trying to do the same thing as poisoncurls did with their item 2 to traverse the majority of Airman stage with item 2, and does a decent job. He's pretty much at where item 2 would drop you off now. So poisoncurls is now dealing with their hot dogs in Woodman stage here. The atomic fire is in fact doing its job on the hot dogs, taking them out in one shot. As Chungus is now at the halfway point of air, and poisoncurls respectively halfway point of heat. Poisoncurls wisely being careful with those lightning ward platforms. They get kind of tricky because they can get under your character's feet as you're trying to execute a jump or something, and you could just find yourself walking right into the pit. So Chungus wisely taking their time. See, just like that. See, Chungus almost went right into the pit, but he does recover and is entering the Airman door as we speak. As Chungus is, I don't want to say behind because he still's got to make up time. Chungus, meanwhile, using Buster on that Airman, that Bubble Man, which was susceptible, so he dumpsters him, and he's going to get his item 3 out of Airman stage. Sadly for poisoncurls, Metal Blade did not kill that tin can, and he's going to be entering the Woodman stage behind poisoncurls now. As we got Airman in Woodman's room, and they are also Buster susceptible as they take 4 shots of damage, and gets dumpstered, being quite the bro for poisoncurls there. Also getting item 1 out of Woodman stage, so pretty much in Link to the Past terms, he is in go mode, more or less. He can go whatever stage he feels like and finish it off. Meanwhile, Chungus, Alright, so Chungus is now past the halfway point of Metal stage, or Wood stage. poisoncurls is approaching the halfway point of Metal stage. He's going to pick up that extra life that graciously was dropped by that Fan Fiend there on Metal Belt. We got Space Monkeys getting out of the way, showing Chungus the way to the exit. Alright, so Chungus is quickly approaching the Woodman boss store, wisely taking its time to make sure that the Dollar Store Metroids get out of his way so he can fly across the rest of the stage. poisoncurls is approaching their respective boss store in Metal stage. As we're about to see, I believe it was Air. I just saw him in Wood Room as poisoncurls, I believe, but take on Flash? Yeah. So, Chungus dumpstering that Airman. poisoncurls juggling Flashman like I like to do in Metal Room and dumpsters him. So both our runners have 2 Robot Masters left, and they are both following each other into Heatman stage. Oh, poisoncurls, I guess he missed his input there for that jump and goes right into the abyss. Meanwhile, Chungus is trying to be careful not get hit by the Chanky Makers, which are disguised as construction workers in the sea, and getting the pickaxe in the back. So Chungus approaching the halfway point here as soon as he falls down this ladder. There we go. And poisoncurls now making it to the other end of the first section of Heatman stage. Chungus, I would say, definitely say wisely, opting to use his juice box there for safety. He'll be able to recover that in Crashman stage coming up. Put those item 1s to good use. Looks like that's a decent item 1. Relatively, looks like it's vanilla Mega Man 2 item 1, despite the color change. So Chungus is pulling out his item 2, and it's going to fly across the rest of Heatman stage here, picking up an extra man along the way as he's over the pit. And Chungus is going to pick up his extra man along the way to recover the one that he lost. And we're about to see who our Robot Master is in Heatman stage. And we got ourselves a Woodman sighting in Heatman room. Gonna put that crash bomb to use to see if it actually works. It doesn't have a lengthy explosion, so that's not gonna be worthwhile for Chungus, as he definitely likes seeing the big explosion. But that Woodman was allergic to lemons, and he gets dumpstered by Chungus, and is about to get dumpstered by poisoncurls in a moment. I think he can take one more leash shot as long as it doesn't get bodied. There we go. So poisoncurls dumpsters, saving his E-Tank versus that Woodman. Chungus is now in Crashman stage. He definitely wanted to get over to that ladder quickly, but he said, you know what, I'll take the hit from the Tauntaun and move on. See, that's what I thought Chungus was going to do, was inch across, but poisoncurls does what I thought was going to happen. But I digress. Chungus is using that item 1 to use to get through the elevator section now quickly, as it's relatively clear. Moving on up, as Chungus is a couple screens ahead of poisoncurls right now, as we get to see the sighting of my favorite version of the chickens. As we got ourselves a Springer at a week in the penultimate ladder room, as Chungus doing some very nicely executed item 1 jumps there to get up the ladder. Gonna switch to item 3 now. And expertly waiting for the Joe's shots to get out of the way before pulling out his item 3 to move on up. poisoncurls is now a couple screens behind right now, but not too far behind 2% Chungus in this race. He's got to deal with the Joe that Chungus just dealt with, and he just skins right through it as Chungus is about to enter the crash door. Actually lost track of what Robot Masters are remaining. Metal? Yep, it's metal. Chungus is looking for a weakness for this Metal Man. Sadly, Metal Man is not being cooperative as much as he wants. Also, that leaf shield is not doing the damage he would like to see either. So, but he is still looking for a weakness. He finds Quick Boomerang. It's not a weakness, but the thing about Quick Boomerang is you can hold it down and it'll do, and Metal Man won't move. But poisoncurls uses Metal Blade on Metal Man, and that does way more damage. So poisoncurls catching up right behind 2% Chungus, as we see Kunio and go into Kunio's castle for this third matchup between poisoncurls and 2% Chungus. Alright, so we begin the assault on the castle, as both the runners are in Wily 1 now. as we see gear jesters greeting us at the base. But Chungus wisely moving forward because he's about to get hit by the gear jester in the sky. But he does make it through using his item 2 expertly. He's gonna have to get a refill to make it through Wily 2. poisoncurls just a little bit behind him at this moment. Oh, Chungus wishes he could have used that item 2 there, but he's not gonna pick up the extra energy there. In fact, he's just gonna keep on rolling through because he can use the 2 large capsules to refill his item 2. Gonna get tackled by that shrimp there. poisoncurls now more or less a screen behind Chungus as they're doing their dragon ascent. You know what? I forgot about the game. Blue. I'm just gonna stick with what I said in game 2. Blue, Kami, Shades. There we go. And we had Chenki Maker's on ladder, so using Flash Stopper there was the right move, as both our runners are now on the same screen. And we're going to see what this dragon looks like in just a moment. If you had pea soup dragon with a little bit of sweet relish, you got it. And Chungus is getting his wish of having Crash, but that's not a great explosion radius. Meanwhile, poisoncurls also finding out about the crash, but he wastes a ton of it as it was actually a repeatable fire crash. And if you don't wait for that crash bomb to hit, you're going to find yourself in trouble without having it. But he did find Metal Blade afterwards to refill, but he's going to have to refill that crash bomb in upcoming stages here. So poisoncurls going to take the time to both runners actually have to take the time to refill their item 2, as they're both going to pull it out right here at the same time. Neck and neck we go, straight through game 3 here, folks. I think Chungus is having a moment of what he wants to refill, and decides not to refill anything. Meanwhile, poisoncurls is opting to refill his items, and he is going to check the wall weakness. He already knew it was weak to metal. I think he just wanted the E-tank for safety, which, you know, I don't blame him. His prerogative. But now they're both in the long hallway as they approach the wall and the Pico units. Hopefully the Pico units are kind to our runners again, as they have been all sea-lulled. Well, except for the first one where it was the Invisipico. But, you know, I digress. So Chungus is over the wall and trying to get over this Joe without getting hit. And kills the last Lagphibian as he drops now into the Pico unit fight. And he's going to start with Buster versus the Pico units, as poisoncurls wisely remembers he's got to fill up on his crash. But we find Leaf Shield for the Pico units, as poisoncurls is repositioning himself because he didn't want to get tackled by the Pico units, because he's not doing himself any favors right now by just jumping right into it. But the Pico units are going down one-hitter quitters to the Leaf Shield here. And right there, I believe... Okay, now Chungus is in the safe spot. 2 more units. And down goes Pico Pico for 2% Chungus. poisoncurls now finding out about Leaf Shield. So he's gonna... he shouldn't stand there, I'm gonna say that. About the one-hitter quitters. So Chungus is now ahead of him, going into Wily 3 here. Gonna take a look at the septic tank in Wily's castle, as ooh, that's disgusting. He really needs to clean that out. As we got crabs and Chenki Makers in the sewers. Alright, so Chungus is making their descent in Wily 3 at the bottom, as poisoncurls starting their descent in Wily 3 here, as we got a few more crabs to deal with as we approach the door to face the Dozer. And it looks like Bowser's on parade again in Wily's castle. Fine crash weakness for the Dozer here, much to Chungus' delight. He really likes using that crash bomb. That's one thing I've noticed about Chungus. Alright, so Chungus refilling his item, his crash bomb. He's gonna refill his item. I thought he was gonna refill his item 3, but he's gonna make his ascent now, as he's trying to increase his slight lead over Poisoncurls, who's right on his tail. Poisoncurls does not find lemons for weakness. Quick bubble. That bubble did not hit, so I don't even know if it worked. Not air. He's gonna find finds metal. So I'm surprised Chungus isn't doing what I would do, I guess, at this point if I found metal, is just go right into the middle of the box and just wailing away. Chungus expertly used his Buster Only strats that he learned from Kami Ascended to get through Blue Heck here, and now he's off into the anxiety rooms here in Wily 4. As we got Shotmen waiting for us. Chungus saying, you know what, I'm not going to do anything too crazy. I'm just going to take that shot, use all the iframes, and walk across the spikes to get to the next room. And we're going to see him use item 1 here to climb up the next section. He's going to try and pull out item 2 and not get hit by nothing here in the third room of the anxiety rooms. He's going to jump on that last platform, and he is gone. So Chungus has more or less made it through the anxiety rooms. We do know that Metal Blade is the wall weakness. Chungus does not know that. Poisoncurls, however, does know that. So even though metal is the weakness for the walls, they won't be the weakness for the Pico units. But if I were Chungus, I would just check to see if I would just stick on page 2, check to see if Crash were the oh no, he's checking both of those before he goes back to metal. That's gonna cost him a bit of time because wall weakness were metal. That's why if you're gonna check, okay, let me tell you the strat I do. So if you're gonna check metal on page 2 first, then you're better off checking Crash right after that. But he checks metal on the boo beams without checking the wall weakness. Costs him a little time, but he does find the weakness now. I'm surprised he didn't check the Crash on the boo beams this time, but he does find heat for the boo beams, so he is going to get out of here in just a moment as long as he makes that corner jump. He's got 3 more units to take care of. Poisoncurls does know the wall weakness, so he's going to go straight to middle, and he'll be able to make up a little time. As Chungus takes down the last wall, I'm going to take down 1 more unit, and just like that, Chungus is off to refights. As Poisoncurls takes down all of the doors and is going to be checking heat last because he really was hoping it wasn't going to be that charged heat, but we know it's that charged heat as he's going to take on, as Chungus starts their refights, taking on Bubble Man going left. Meanwhile, Chungus is trying to find a weakness for this Quick Man. He finds air, looks like, to take down that Quick Man. Looks like it was a one shot vertical air shooter. Using that weakness for the leaf shield on Crash Band that he found earlier did dumpster him. So he's at Robot Master number 4. Poisoncurls at Robot Master number 2 in Woodman. Poisoncurls has dumpstered their Robot Master. Poisoncurls, or the Metal Man with that heat. I'm not sure about using charged heat on metal, because you still have to wait for that time. Meanwhile, you could be doing more damage. poisoncurls trying to find a weakness for this Heat Man. It might actually be charged heat. Meanwhile, Chungus, I think he found, what was that, Crash? Nope, that was air. But it looks like heat's not a good weakness either. Air is probably the best weakness here, so Chungus is dumpstered that Heat Man, is high-fiving Chungus on his way out, or Curls on his way out. Chungus has 2 more Robot Masters to go, but sadly, poisoncurls taking a death there against that Heat Man. That's rough. So Chungus has 1 more Robot Master to go in Flashman here. He's gonna buster him down, make it quick, in a flash, as you could say, and take on the machine here. It is, and obviously you gotta do the obligatory check the buster first. We do find air for the first part of the machine, and there we go, Chungus checking to see if it was anything but that air. I would have just stuck with it. He's probably gonna find Bubble here in a moment, but he gets killed for his hubris because he really wanted to find something else than air. He didn't really find out if Bubble worked, but because he wants to mash it. This does give poisoncurls a chance to catch up a little bit. And air shooter was the weakness for both parts of the machine. We do know he's gonna check heat. Alright, heat's weakness. poisoncurls is right behind him though. poisoncurls finds that air shooter and use it to better use than Chungus. He might catch right on up. 1 more shot. Uses that last. Oh no, he's got to recharge it. There we go. So Chungus taking down the machine. poisoncurls about to start their machine fight. We know air works on both halves of the machine. Chungus found heat to work on the second half. So the way the machine works in the randomizer is the machine has 3 weaknesses. Buster is a low percentage weakness for the machine, but it could be a weakness anyway for both halves. But as far as weapons, only 1 weapon will work for both halves of the machine. As poisoncurls is looking for another weakness. It might be Metal Blade now. Yeah. And poisoncurls dumpsters the machine in quick fashion here. Sadly, if he didn't have a few miscues here and there, this race could have easily been in his favor. But right now, poisoncurls checking that air shooter that he is low on, and this could come down to a matter of it finds heat right off the bat. Yeah, it just seemed like this kind of seed was going to be a charged heat, didn't it? 1 more shot with the charged heat, and Chungus will pull out the victory here after losing the first set. Get those GGs in chat for 2% Chungus being the winner of this best of 3 race. Give me a moment to get the race time times. So Chungus finishing with an official race time.gg time of 33:15. poisoncurls still looking for the weakness for the alien. He's going to check the heat right now. Give him a moment. He's got to be careful. Joining us right now is 2% Chungus, taking down the alien. He's got 1 more shot to go. And there we go. GG's to poisoncurls, finishing with official time of 34:20. 21. Get those GGs in chat, folks, for both our runners giving us an incredible race this evening. And having just barged his way in here now is the winner of our best of 3 in 2% Chungus. So GGs, folks. GGs there, fella.
Hello, thank you.
All right. And joining us now is poisoncurls. GGs to you, sir.
Hey, GG.
So, rough going there for you, though.
Oh, man. Dude, I don't even know what I was thinking. I don't even know what happened, dude. But, yo, that was fun. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, the Wiley in the second seat especially, like, I'm getting a refund on 95% of my couch because all I needed was the edge.
Yeah.
Well, that Heat Man was not being kind to you, poisoncurls.
Dude, Heat Man, alright. God, I just can't even, I don't even know. I'm not even gonna say anything. Dude, GG Chungus. Dude, that was such good races.
Yeah, GD, you too. They were all real close. I can't wait to watch this VOD.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, because your group is actually closing up on the end here. So I gotta update you both as far as ramifications for your group as to what's happening. Because I believe Chungus, you gotta take on. I believe you gotta take on Snape next, and poisoncurls, I think you gotta take on Magnet First Bro next. Am I correct about that?
Yeah.
All right, so sadly, poisoncurls, and I don't mean this as an insult, just the way it is. You're 0-2 in the bracket, and you got to take on Magna First Bro. Chungus is now 1-1. If you defeat Snape in your race, and Chungus beats Magna First Bro, they'll both be 2-1. As well as Magnet First Bro being 2-1, so we have to have we will have to have a three-run race off basically, and pretty much the loser of that, whoever comes in last, I think that's how we'll work it. Will be the one out, and the other two will move on. But I'll have to get with the rest of the admin team to figure that out. But we'll get there when we get there. So let's just say there's a mess in Group D now as far as the win-losses go, because only the top 2 runners are going to move on to the single elimination bracket. So you guys made it interesting now, and if there's one thing that the folks in the Speedgaming chat like, it's a mess.
I'm here to sow chaos and run rando seeds, and I'm all out of seeds.
Yo, I just love playing the game, man. Like, a couple times through the race, I kind of forgot that I was even racing. I was just like, oh yeah, I gotta really focus right now. I've played so much of these that it's just like, I kind of get into like a meditative state almost, just like absorbed in the game. And, but yo, I got lucky a couple places. Like the second race, I almost always start with quick or flash, but for some reason I went to like bubble or somebody. Yeah, I got item 1, yeah, and then I went to magnet. No, I went to metal. And I never go to metal if I don't have item 2 yet, you know. So, and then I ended up getting item 2 from metal. And I was like, I bet it looks like I've cheated. Like, I knew exactly where item 1 and 2 were on 2 stages that I never play first. But it was just complete accident on my part.
Well, considering the other 2 runners in your group that just go wherever, it is the nature of the rando. And you're talking to a guy who sometimes chooses metal as his first stage. But let's see. Trying to look at my notes here, see if we need to ask anything else. If you have anything to add, go ahead and add it.
Oh, some of those item 2 placements I had in the last seed. Does anybody have the link to the Discord for Mega Man 5 speedrunning?
I'm going to as someone who's just calling here and trying to keep track, I'm just going to assume you mean the amount of extra lives you've gathered.
Oh no, there was a couple of item 2 placements that I like threaded. I found somehow the perfect pixel without knowing where anything was going to be.
Awesome. Yo, I was thinking about the lives too, because that last seed, I think I had like 5 or 6 lives and died a couple times too.
Man, when we got to the Wileys and I was running out of air and heat though, like I was cursing those 5 or 6 mans. Every one of those is another, what, 30 seconds I have to burn to get my weapon energy back?
Yeah, Chungus, I gotta ask you about this. Do you have an obsession with Crash Bomb?
I have. It's the best weapon in the game.
Yeah, it definitely showed in these 3 races here, and it's just something that I had to ask.
And like weirdly, the dragon was weak to it in all 4 of my seeds today.
Yeah, that is true. Well, these 3 for sure.
Oh yeah, 5. I've run 5 today. But yeah, between that Guts Dozer and the Wily machine, it's if you get the long explosion one, it's amazing.
That it is.
Well, this has been fun, guys.
Yeah,
I guess I need to do some practice.
Yeah. If you want to muddle up the standings a little further, put in a little work, because you both have one more race, or everyone in Group D has one more race to go at least, minus the playoff to make it to single elimination. But we'll get there when we get there. So get with your fellow opponents, and we'll get that on the board. But I have nothing left. If you guys have nothing left to add.
Yeah, nah, GG Chungus, good game.
Yeah, GG poisoncurls. Shout outs to the dev team and also the music team. Holy wow. I keep being surprised and delighted. And shout outs Sabari and Bull for doing this whole thing. Like, you've been a machine today, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I second that as well.
I mean, I had to get up I got up at 6:45 this morning to do Chungus's first race. Took a nap, did my race, had dinner, and now I commentated your race. So yeah, I'm kind of tired here. So and I get to do another commentary tomorrow, which should be fun. But yeah, folks, you should actually come back tomorrow, because we have another race tomorrow at 1 p.m. Hold on. Sorry, I had to pull it up here on my end. We got Gaming While Dad versus Mick Bob X. So I'm looking forward to that race tomorrow. That's gonna be tomorrow, 1 p.m. on your local Speed Gaming channel. We'll figure that out tomorrow as to what channel that'll be on. But I'll see you then, folks. And these guys, give them both a follow if you can. They gave us an outstanding race today.
All right, thanks, guys. Peace.
Have a good night.